Welcome back to American Agenda. U.S. intelligence officials saying Russia was planning to create a fake video showing an attack by Ukraine against Russia, or Russian-speaking Ukrainians as a pretext for an invasion of Ukraine.
This coming as Russian President Vladimir Putin reportedly says his country is prepared for any sanctions they may face. Joining us now to discuss is Florida Congressman and committee member on House Foreign Affairs, Congressman Mast. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. All right, so what do you make out of this, what Bob was talking about, how they're going to create, this fake invasion, essentially?
Well, that's one part of what you're seeing in a rapidly escalating show of force by Russia, them coming up with ways to justify a potential attack on the Ukraine, a potential invasion of the Ukraine, to include going out there and moving false stories, whether to trick the Ukrainian people or trick the Russian people or the globe or anybody else. That's all part of their strategy in the preparation for war.
Yeah, let's take a look at a report out of London saying Russia is now working with China to offset Western sanctions. I don't know specifically what sanctions they are, but it does look increasingly as if China and Russia are getting along in many ways.
Yeah, I think you're accurate in making that assessment. Number one, just look at the space of this. You have communist regimes that fundamentally want to stand against democracies. We are the leader in democracy. China is the leader in communism right now. If they can find a partner in communism, then it makes sense for them to try to stand against the leaders of democracy. And in that, the number one organization that's meant to stand against the former strongest communist party, which was Russia and the Soviet Union, Putin is able to do this for China right now. Test the salt of NATO, which is meant to stand against Russia, by doing nothing more at this moment than moving his own military around his own country. And you're getting to see NATO partners, shake at the knees.
Yeah, Congressman, what should President Biden do, or what should he have done? Because we know that on the world stage, people look and they see him as weak.
Well, you can't unring the bells that he rang already with Afghanistan and with so many other things. The intelligence communities across the globe have assessed, okay, what does he do when the Taliban tells him to do something? What does he do when they say get out of the embassy, and other situations? So those assessments have already been made. What President Biden needs to decide at this point is, the United States going to look to stand against Russia? Are they going to look to seek another NATO partner out of the Ukraine, which is probably really the only thing that Vladimir Putin fears, is having that Article 5 of NATO standing between him and the Ukraine. An attack on one is an attack on all. But what he can't do is this half measure where he says, okay, we're going to move more U.S. troops into the space. We're going to arm the Ukraine with really light infantry weapons and do this, this half measure of deterrence and defense by essentially putting U.S. troops out there as an Operation Human Shield.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, well, we'll be monitoring the situation. Congressman Mast, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Wish you all the best.